back again with another episode of Summertime Render, or Rendering, or
We're not clear on
Summertime
the.
Render, or
We're not clear on it
Summertime
yet.
Rendering.
There's as many different ways to say it as there are episodes so far, I think.
Well, I'm just giving the audience the option to cut to whatever intro that they want from.
Yeah, put in the little timestamps there so they know which one to jump to.
I have been adding timestamps.
Put
for
it
a lot
up
of
on
these
the screen.
episodes. But yeah, no, I mean, if you don't like one of the ones I said, just live without it.
Pick your favorite.
Yeah.
We gave you all of them. Just pick your favorite.
Jump to the millisecond
edit
you
it
want,
yourself.
and then jump out of it. But yeah, you remember what happened last episode?
we got so much lore dumps about these shadows. We got a bit of a look at what they can do, as in kill people, take their form, and destroy their bodies with no trace. Which is terrifying, because that seems to be how they are replicating, as there are more than one we saw. But our boy has done some staking out. He got to see a bit of what was happening, so he's restarting with some more knowledge.
So yeah, we didn't actually get a lore dump that I'm aware of. I know we've made up our own lore that we think is going on.
Well, I mean, well, that's why I was correcting myself when I said lore dump and then swapped to more like an example of what the shadows are doing, right? I guess that's more what I was trying to imply. I don't think I segued it well.
Well, I think the thing is that we are 90% of what we know because the show hasn't given us anything other than. Because the problem is that the show is also time jumping back every time he dies, and he's died what, twice now?
2 or 3, yeah.
So we don't actually know what the shadows are up to, or not even are up to. We don't know how many shadows there are right now.
We know there's at least one at the start.
Yeah, the sister. And she's trying to be killed by the shadow of her, who thinks that she bicycles so fast down hills that cutting her brakes is going to kill her. I mean, that's what she said. The shadow of her said. We also
she's
know.
trying to make it look like an accident. That was a really lame way to do it.
Well, we also know that if left to their own devices, the cop guy is going to pass by their house where she will then kill him. Because that's been repeated a number of loops now. Which is why in this time loop, the current one, where the sister now knows about the shadow, he calls the guy out to investigate something so he won't be there. Because once he gets murdered and copied by the shadow, she now has a gun. And we see what happens when she has a gun.
Yeah, we saw that in episode 1. She kills everyone.
Well, I mean, it's basically a sequence of events that once she kills the cop, she then wants to move on to her next target, which I guess is the sister. But for some reason, the woman from Off Island gets in the way, and she kills her first, but doesn't copy her.
You want to hear my prediction for this episode?
Go for it.
Your boy Hunter Boy is going to be relevant. I can feel it in my gut.
Well, I mean, he's already been relevant.
No, I mean, he's going to get screen time this episode.
I hope so. I've done a one and done, and I picked him as a main character. He's not.
I can feel it. Trust me.
I mean, we still have to deal. The existent concerns that we have is still that one family that disappears.
Right.
Because I don't know if we're agreed on it, that we think that girl is also one.
Yeah, you and I think that when the main character's sister died, that she might have been replaced, but that kid probably definitely was.
Right, because this the sister was standing on a hill, overlooking her own dead body, trying to be resuscitated, but obviously wasn't.
Yeah.
And the family that disappears is the little girl that got saved family. But again, they disappear, but we don't hear anything like no murder scene or anything like that. Just because he goes there, he looks like in the window, and there's nothing there.
Yo, what if the whole time he was a doppelganger and he didn't know it, and this ghost of his sister he's been seeing is his actual shadow sister?
We already kind of went with that. With he might be half.
Yeah.
Or
I'm saying,
I
what if
guess
it's like a whole thing, and he's just like half transformed in the eyes.
You ever
Just no
seen
recollection.
any of the movie, any horror movie where the monster thinks that they've been human the whole time and they have to find out that they've been a monster? Yeah.
It might be one of those.
Yeah, I've watched plenty of zombie movies where the zombies don't know that they're zombies. I don't mean like Warm Hearts. That was a fucking stupid one. There was like a real cheap one made where the humans see themselves. I mean, the zombies see themselves as humans, and they see the other humans, real humans, as some sort of real fast talking. You can't understand what they're doing or saying or that kind of thing.
That's kind of neat. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. So it's like, what if he was a shadow? And it's not the shadow eye is the thing that's changing about him.
Right. It's the blue eye.
Well, it's the blue eye turning into a shadow eye because he's been double regular eyed this whole time because he thought he was a person, and now that he's come back, one of his eyes has gone shadow, and the other eye is going to start going shadow too. Like he's going to start reverting into a shadow instead of.
I'm pretty sure he had the heterochromia from the beginning of the series, like from the first shot we saw.
Right, but as you pointed out last episode, he didn't realize that. Yeah. He looks into his eyes and says, "What's going on?"
Oh, you're talking about that being the moment of realization.
Well, I'm talking about that being our moment of understanding or prediction. Our predictions, right? That he's been a shadow this whole time, and the moment he came back to the island, his eyes started turning back to the shadow eyes. Well, no. I think we've already pointed out before that the shadows don't have that effect going on all of them either. Like the little girl kind of had that effect, but the sister didn't.
Yeah.
It's very hard to tell. I think we need more information.
And I think we can get it by starting the episode.
Just to make sure he is the little girl that we've been talking about this whole time. Look, you're not the only one who can pick stuff out of the intro. Drifting ashore, number 3. I hate watches that don't have numbers on them.
Like, give me some numbers, or give me some Roman numerals. Don't just like assume I know which way this walk is going.
Yeah, I mean, we put it on backwards.
Yeah, exactly. What, you think I'm gonna watch it to make sure?
I mean, it's in the name.
That's the joke. They really like animating this, like, thing here, don't they?
Well, this is the place he looked in the window of before, the home that, the people that vanished we talked about earlier.
I really do like this show's opening. It really brings me back to, like, Death Note days.
I keep saying annoying. Assuming that's how you say that.
I don't know. I know you linked it before, but I haven't seen the source material.
They left in a hurry. Food on the table, TV's on.
Who?
The family that was missing.
Oh.
Little girl. Remember we talked about it in the intro.
I feel like I wasn't watching something.
There we go. He didn't see
that.
I
haven't actually been looking at the visuals in the opening.
I'm talking about what's going on screen right now.
Yeah, no, I haven't, like, really paid attention to this. I kind of just been vibing to the song, I'm gonna be honest.
You're gonna be really getting left behind here on the murder mysteries, but there you go.
That's fine. It's fine, everything's fine.
起きた事態を注意深く観察することしかない。で、その観察で何かわかることは。
So I'm guessing somebody got murdered on the couch and then got thrown to the floor.
I don't know, but that was pretty Persona 3.
Oh, see, look. Clearly you murdered one on the couch, because the other one had to have been thrown on the floor. You can't murder the guy. You can't murder somebody on the floor and have somebody still sit on the couch.
ここで一体何が。塩見さん、俺ちょっと上の階も見てきます。はーい、頼むわ。
They had a lot more kids than they did at the funeral.
残された黒いシミは2つ。大きさからして大人。おそらくしおりちゃんの両親だろう。じゃあ、
Yeah,
しおり
which
ちゃんは
means
ど
there's
こへ。
2 more stains up here. Or 3 if they weren't all shadows.
What's your current timestamp?
5:35. Did you not hit go at the same time I did?
So I accidentally clicked start on the wrong episode.
I did link you the right episode, didn't I?
Yeah, but I didn't click your link. I went ahead while we were talking about the last one.
I didn't recognize you were watching the same thing again.
I didn't actually, because every episode be starting the same.
私のことじーっと見て、なんか顔についてましたか？それとも
I don't know, I can't see it.
どっか変？
But I think then you also kind of missed the flash, right? It was a flash before she became noticeable.
Yeah. You can see it behind her too.
声が出て治ったんか？ここでとんでもなく間抜けな質問をする俺。
パパとママが黙ってろって言うから、それより私の質問に、まあええか。答えやんでも。後で聞くし。
俺は影の病に感染した。いや、していたんだ。初めから。
That was... Oh, bitch, get out of the building! Oh, wait. I don't know, the flash thing was just weird. You know, you saw the 2 frames, one where he stops and looks forward, and one where he stops and looks to the side. Indicating that he is seeing 2 different things. Again, leading back to knowing we had 2 different realities superimposed on top of one another.
It'd be interesting if that's what's happening.
何もしないでこのまま昼が過ぎれば。フェリーで乗り合わせたあの人。彼女は何かを知っている。今なら助けることができるかもしれない。今回、俺はまだ彼女に会えていなかった。
Yeah, she does die today.
港だったから。あの荷物の量は日帰りの観光客とは思えない。
I said that too.
島にある宿を回ってみるか。
スーツ？
はい、スーツ姿のロングの黒髪で、メガネかけてて、覚えないですか？
さあよ、今は毎日お客さん、業さん来てくれるさけな。
あとはその人、めっちゃ
あの人、おったおった、確かにうちに来てたわ。今朝会うた時言うてたでしょ。ほれ、メガネかけてて、巨乳の女探してるて。
は？
せやけど泊まり客ちゃうわ。昨日の夕方かな。うちのほれ、カフェの方に来とったんや。新平君も寄ってかんか？カフェ。
結局、あの女性はどこにも宿泊しておらず、足取りをつかむことはできなかった。
I mean, the only thing we know about her today is that she's in the
俺
woods.
一人の力では。
Yeah.
I mean, we know she was in the woods yesterday, too.
早 ちゃん、どうやった？しおりちゃん。
うん。
いやー、
いらっしゃいませ。
突村。
Right, this is the scene that tipped me off that he got turned last
俺ら
time.
新平君、お前何や昨日の通報嘘やんけ。どこでランドラ。
いつもの B ランチ、エビフライ追加でライス中盛りね。
よう分かっとるやんけ。
消えたって。小早川さんとこ一家全員がですか？
Me, I'd go for the pork
No, no.
cutlet. That's what I
ほん
want.
まな、しんちゃん。
お前も
Yeah, but he's
篠田さんと
groundhog
名
saying
前
this
入ったら
guy.
しな。
He knows what he ordered because he ordered it last time.
後で話
Oh, yeah, I know.
聞かせてや。
I just saw pork cutlet on the door.
小早川さん、昨日も私に声かけてくれたのに。
ですよね。まあまだ詳しいことは言えませんけど、午後一の便で今度から刑事が来ますわ。
突村の対応が違う。
You think she's the
よかっ
detective?
た。本物の突村が影に殺されるのを防いだから
She got here early or something?
こっちが本物なんだ。
あ、せや、お前に渡しとかなあかんもんあんね。俺。
Oh, is that the sister's phone?
お姉ちゃん
I
の。
mean, that seems to be the implication.
牛尾ちゃんな、亡くなる前日に俺んとこ来てよ。預かっといてくれってそれ置いてったんや。もし私に何かあったら新平君に渡してほしいってな。
牛尾がこれを俺に。
まるでよ、分かってたみたいやろ。
That makes sense. That would be the
自
real
分に何
her
が起き
and
ん
not
の
the
か。
fake her. Since your body like evaporates into nothing.
Right.
おう、新平。すまん、ちょっと来んの早かったか。いや、待ってたよ。
I'm
こい
missing
つなら
something
頼
here?
れる。そうに全て打ち明けてみよう。
Is it the cop and him not the same person?
No.
だ
The
から
cop's his dad.
そう
Oh,
俺は
I thought they'd been the same person this whole
牛尾
time.
はしおりちゃんの影に殺された。お
I
前は
just
そ
thought he
う
had
考
a real
えて
weird
るんや
look when he was in his uniform.
牛尾の首の吉川線、虐殺。確かにあの時それができたんは。次はほんまにミオちゃんが狙われてんのか。影と本物の人間はパッと見区別つくんか。いや、少なくとも俺には。
But why would they strangle her?
そうか、そら厄介やな。つまりこんな話してるお前が影かもしれやんちゅうこっちゃな。
Hey, it's our theory.
そうやな、それはお互いにな。
なんなんこれ。影ってなんなん。
落ち着けミオちゃん、大丈夫や。カメラに映るんやからはっきり生存してる生き物や。お化けや幽霊と違ってな。
Yeah, like vampires.
生き物やって
Vampires don't exist.
せや
Show me
し
one on camera.
確かに。
ねえしんちゃん、今からひろこ様に行かん？
え？
カリキリさんやったら島の歴史に詳しいはずやし、影についても何か知ってるかもわからん。
Beardo. Has to be Beardo.
そもそも俺とミオはヒルコ様に行こうとしてた。けどダメだ。神社の近くにはあいつがいる。近づくのは危険すぎる。明日は？明日？ってお前夏祭りやで。夏祭り。こいつ忘れてる思たわ。明日は1年でいっちゃん神社の忙しい日や。宮司さんも俺らの相手してる暇ないんちゃうか？いや、どこへ行くにも
I don't know, that's
賑
the
やか
person
であれ
we've
ばあ
met
る
yet.
ほど安全のはずだ。
I don't think
ヒ
so.
ルコ様へ行くのに。
Because the last time they tried to go there, they got killed.
ほなまた明日5時に小舟に迎えに行くわ。合言葉決
Right,
め
which
と
is
く
why
わ
he。doesn't want to go there now.
もしお前らの影に追うても本物と見分けつくようにな。おう。山言うたら川？アホ、誰でも言うわ。あ、シグリス・ユーフラテス川。川から離れようか、新平。
メソポタミア文
ミオちゃんそれや。
明。メソポタミア文明。
こんなで大丈夫か？
No, it's not going to work.
ありがと
You
う
should
な。
know that.
そう。
Yeah, they kind of absorb your knowledge, bro.
Yeah.
And your demeanor.
There's literally no way to defeat this sort of thing. It's a thing where, like, okay, I'm gonna make a mark on my hands, and they come back with a mark on their hand. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they copy outfits and everything, so they do copy inorganic matter. Oh, he's becoming a shadow tonight.
Why did they strangle her, though?
I mean, grab her by the neck, pull underwater.
Yeah, but they get rid of the bodies afterward. If it was one of them that killed her, they should have gotten rid of the body immediately as well.
I think they couldn't because people were around. Like, a fair number of them. There were all those
They're
kids
underwater,
and stuff.
though.
I don't know. Did we see how they destroyed the body, or that it was just turned to dust?
Like a flash.
Pretty sure there was a flash.
Yeah. Sorry, that read to me like one of those Independence Day. This is important. This means something. Sorry, that's not Independence Day. That's that was the movie where he makes a mountain out of mashed potatoes. You're right. We don't watch the same movies.
I don't really watch movies.
You know, Steven Spielberg. Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
No.
That's the name of the movie.
No, I haven't seen it.
Close Encounters, if you don't want to say the whole name. This guy is just going to become a collection of all of his dead sister's stuff. The other one gave him her... Oh, wait. I can't tell. Did he get this necklace yet? In this timeline, or...
Not in this timeline.
Okay, so it's just the necklace he got before in a different timeline that he's just getting now.
Yeah. It looks like the,
Oh, right, because she gives it to him in the room when she blows her nose on his shirt. But they didn't go through that interaction because, hey, don't go outside, you'll get murdered.
Yeah. Hey, it's the furthest he's ever made it.
Crap, I can't remember the code word.
Mesopotamian culture.
Also, if the dude's just gonna walk in on somebody who doesn't get the code word back, he's clearly gonna become a shadow.
Dude, y'all are walking into his room.
I mean, he did that to her, so. God, what does this sound like? Enrique Iglesias, Hero. The string beats very much sound like the opening to Hero. We have no middle point, do we?
No. We are very, very different people.
I don't know if that's like the mom or a friend.
It's a friend.
I don't think we've seen her before.
Oh, she was in a bit before.
I feel like that's just a blanket statement you're making. It could be true or untrue.
No, she was definitely there. She hasn't really been like a character with a purpose yet.
Blew a lot of her music budget on the faux Iglesias before. Now he don't.
No music for the festival.
ちょっとは大人になれたかなって思ってたんやけどさ。でも全然無力でさ。肝心な時に俺はあいつのそばにおらんかった。あいつのことを守るって約束したのに。 アホか。牛尾がのうなったんはお前のせいちゃうわ。しっかりせよ、新平。今守っちゃらなあかんのはミオちゃんやろ。お前はあいつの兄貴なんやからな。そんなん言われやんでも。
So is that other girl dead now? Because he didn't stop her from going into the woods?
お前が頼りないんやったら、ミオちゃんのことは俺に任せてもらうで。そう、お前。
I guess technically that would have happened yesterday.
なんや、悪いか？
何の話してんの？
いや、そのおっぱいとシリやったらどっちが好きかちゅう話や。おい。いや。
新平さん、アイス溶けてます。
だから嘘やからこいつの。
He never opens her
そ
eyes.
れ興味ありま
Yeah,
すね。
she's very much a Jin of this,
だって新平さん、おとつい
Oh, her eyes open.
覗いたんですよね。
which only means that she's ready to kill somebody.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
新平さん、どう思ってるんですか、ミオのこと。
どうって。
We're doing one of those weird, it's not weird because we're adopted things now.
Yeah.
もちろん大事に思ってるけど、家族として。
家族ですか。
As is morally right.
I've definitely had enough of like siscon and anime for a minute too, so that's good.
お見送りの儀式が済んでからやったら、カリキリさん、体悪そうやて。よし。そしたらそれまでは。
I would say he focused on somebody and I just couldn't see it. It's like, what's he looking at?
今あそこに。
境内の方上がりません？あそこから花火よく見えますから。
ごめん。ちょっと先行ってて。
It's safe, dude. You can do it. As long as you didn't let the cop get killed, she doesn't have a gun. She just has a knife.
何やあいつ。うんこか。すいません。通ります。ごめんなさい。
Also,
It's a big poop.
I mean, while I don't know why he's chasing after her, because if it is the her that he thinks he's seeing, it's Shadow Her.
I mean, he'd probably still go after that for answers.
I mean, at the same time, you know she would kill you, because Mio, your other sister, has tried to kill you in Shadow Form, too.
I mean, totally, but at this point, if he knows he's coming back, he can take that L for some info.
I
That's
don't
what he's
know
been
that he
doing.
knows he comes back.
He definitely seems to retain the knowledge, and he's been applying it.
But yeah, I'm just saying, he doesn't know he has infinite comebacks. Even the ReZero guy didn't know that he had infinite comebacks.
なあ新平。
Oh, I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying he's probably willing to take an L here. That's all I said.
He's willing to die for answers that he knows he won't be able to transfer if he doesn't have infinite relive.
Hey, I mean, at this point, if you've been returning every time you die, why not, right?
He's only returned once.
He's died 2 or 3 times. We established that at
Twice.
the beginning of this.
Twice. He's died twice, so yeah, he's gonna die twice. I don't think 2 times is enough to assume that you have infinite return.
It's enough for me. I didn't even think I'd get 1.
Yeah, what I mean, what if you only got the 1 and you just assumed you had infinite?
Well, I mean, that wouldn't be a fair assumption after 1, but he's died twice now. It's a very fair assumption now.
I think you're...
I mean, I'd
What's
go for
our
rule
next
of 3s
episode?
personally.
Again, it's just a rule you're making up, though.
What? Everybody knows rule of 3s. It applies to everything.
Jamis Vu? I don't know what Jamis Vu is. It's not deja vu. No, I'm saying it's a rule you're making up. It's not like a rule of nature. Rule of nature
Oh,
isn't
no.
threes. It's just a human perception thing.
Oh, sure, but clearly whatever's going on here isn't exactly nature either.
We don't know that. Problem
We
is,
don't not
again,
know that.
everything that we know is just stuff we're assuming and making up, and it just happens to...
It's just a lot of speculation.
We're making up stuff that just happens to fit, because nothing has been contradicted yet.
Yeah, at this point we're just throwing guesses out based on what we've been given.
Yeah, and then due to, you know, like, making a theory, basically, right? Nothing we've
Theory
said
crafting.
has... Well, yeah, nothing we've said's been nothing we said's been contradicted, so therefore nothing we said is wrong yet.
Yet.
It's just things that aren't fitting in, like, why was she strangled, and why has her body been left behind? because she's the only one so far that's happened to.
Yeah. I don't know. She really is the odd one out here. It's really weird. And as far as we know, she's the only one coming back as a ghost to bother him. So who knows?
I don't know if she's coming back.
If
as a
she's even coming
ghost.
back as a ghost. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it'd be weird now. Like, I don't believe ghosts exist, and shadows exist though. So it's very weird. You know, we can't really just say what is and isn't real.
Well, that's why we said if.
Seems more likely that Shadow Her would be, for some reason, sending him messages than Ghost Her. Because the show hasn't given us ghosts yet.
Definitely.
Except that maybe it has given us ghosts.
We don't know.
Well, the thing is, again, I want to go back to the light thing that you... That's the moment you jumped into the show that I was watching.
Yeah.
The light thing. He turns the light on, there's a flash, and then we get the two video scenes where he just looks like keeps looking forwards, and the other one where he turns and looks to the side, as though two different realities are happening.
Yeah, it was. I'm really not even sure how I'm trying to interpret that right now.
That's what I'm saying is I don't know how to interpret it. It's like
exactly.
Again, I keep going back to Noin, which I didn't watch all of either. I watched the first episode and the last episode. But I'm familiar with Noin's concept of... Well, it's because it was coming on TV. I wasn't...
Okay.
I wasn't out looking for episodes. It's I think it was on Toonami or whatever.
Well, I mean, I also come from the era before streaming, so I understand.
Right. So, I'm just familiar with the concept and not everything that happened in the middle, in which two realities are basically overlapped. So... That's
how I am with Inuyasha. I know the beginning and I know the end.
Oh, see, I watched a lot. I mean, maybe 90% of the first season.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie. So I had to see them kiss. I mean, I was in on the romance.
I get you.
But yeah, no, I mean, in Noin, it's basically two realities are overlapping, and it's two different dimensions, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's you, and there's another version of you from another dimension. Which is basically what I'm reading into the shadows here. Except they're psychopath murder versions of you, I guess. That can take all your memories.
I got no idea.
Well,
at this point, I don't know if I want to go with the multiple layers of existence thing or not, because I don't see anything backing that just yet. But I mean, the problem is there's too much that's too open-ended right now for me to have something that I'm solidly believing in.
The pictures are what's making me believe that.
I mean, I hear you, and I get that, and I'm not saying that's not evidence, but I'm not saying it is either.
Alright, you're just Schrodinger's evidence today, I got you.
No, because that's really what the show is. It's giving us info, but it's not giving us answers yet.
Well, the answers are what we make so far. Like I said, we're making predictions, and those predictions aren't being proven wrong, and the show is progressing in a manner that enables our predictions to be right. If we were wrong, then the show couldn't take actions, which our predictions would be wrong without us having to then change those predictions.
I think that made sense.
I mean, it did to me. But sometimes I do kind of black out in the middle of what I'm talking, and then back
I'm not
and people
gonna lie.
are nodding their heads, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I must have said something
I was listening, and I was understanding it as it was said, but after you finished talking, in my head it all just jumbled into gibberish.
Okay, if we say something at point A, right?
Yeah.
And then something happens at point B, and we reach point C, and point A is still true, then point B accepted what we said at point A, and did not disverify it. That's what I'm saying is happening. Is that we're saying stuff, and nothing is negating the stuff that we've said. So none of our predictions are being made untrue.
Yeah, it's not disproving or proving almost anything we're saying. Like I said, it's just giving us info and not answers.
And I am predicting that we're going to get at least another death, at least.
I'm hoping.
And I don't mean another person killed by a shadow. I mean the main character dying and was being reset in time.
That's what I thought you were saying, so that's why I like jumped on and agreed
Because
with
too
it.
much stuff is happening in the background. Like, the sheriff could be and probably is dead by now. Because we've given him another day by himself, and we didn't fake him out. We don't have any knowledge of where they're going to kill him next. Woman in the woods was going to be killed anyway, because she was in the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if she was getting killed because Mio happened to be there, and she had to kill Mio, so she killed anybody around Mio. Which, again, why didn't she kill... Why did she strangle her and not kill the 2 kids that saw her? Well, I mean,
I'm assuming we're gonna find out.
well, we've seen with Glasses Girl that they're willing to kill anybody in proximity.
Right.
She strangled the other girl and was willing to kill anybody else in proximity before. Why not just kill the 2 kids? Although obviously she did kill those 2 kids. Because one of them goes around and kills the family. Again,
Yep.
It's a real shame you missed the whole murder scene that I was trying to break down.
It's all good. It's all good.
For
I'll go back and rewatch it on my own.
there's like the shadow of a body on the couch, and then there's a shadow of a body laying across the floor. It's like obviously killed the person on the couch first, because you don't watch a murder being happened across the floor in front of you, and just stay on the couch.
You sure?
Well, it's also assuming that it was just the little girl.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking like Lizzie Borden style tactics, right? You kill somebody in a position where the other person's not going to notice, or you kill them and let the other person notice to the end, get the surprise to kill them.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think one thing I do kind of want to see out of this series, though, is like next time our boy dies, I kind of want to see how like the shadows react to that. Like, can he be made into a shadow? Does something happen? I don't know. But like we've seen what happens when people who aren't caught in this loop and like aware of it behave, right? And what happens to them. But like I want to see what happens to our main boy here.
Well, the thing is that we've seen somebody die, and then when they're dead, their body gets taken and transformed in one of those things. But the thing is that the moment this guy dies, he gets transferred back in time, so we're not actually able to see what happens after he dies unless we get a second perspective.
That's what I'm saying I want.
A second perspective?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like let's say every time he goes back it starts a new timeline, right? That's just basic string theory. I want to see what happens in that timeline before he goes back, right? So he dies, we see what happens, then the next thing we see is him coming back.
It's a shame you gave up on ReZero, because we got that in ReZero too.
I just hate everyone in that show, and it's just not for me.
If the character has to go through a series of tests, and one of them is witness an unbearable truth, and it's witness what happens every time you sacrificed yourself to get another timeline, and what everything you left behind, like the main girl screaming, "You're a liar! You said you'd never leave," because he, like, for some reason, shoved a sword through his own neck. Because,
Yeah.
Witness an unbearable.
It makes sense to him.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's like, what were all these real realities? Did I just do all this shit?
The reason I'm saying that I want to see that, though, is because of our theories on what Shinpei even is. Right? Like, is he human? Can he be turned into a shadow? Is he already a shadow and being killed does something to him? I don't know. I'd like to see what happens in that timeline. Like, just for a minute.
I think I only want the main point of view, because I think if we got a secondary point of view, all this theory crafting and everything else is going to fly out the window.
Well, that's why I want it. I want answers.
Yeah, but
I want answers, Data.
I want answers that we come up with. I want us to figure it out. I want us to be smarter than the show. I want us to be
crafting is super fun on this show.
I want us to be smarter than the author of the show thought we would be.
I mean, you're gonna have to do that for me because I'm dumb as a sack of bricks.
I was already well ahead on episode 2. Like, I spotted shit in episode 1 and was like, this is what's happening. And then episode 2 was like, yes, you're right, that is what's happening. Unfortunately, I haven't been given many clues, and now I'm like not able to spot shit. Like, the main character is like looking in a crowd of people. He's obviously seeing something. I'm like, Lean, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Didn't see it. I didn't see a blonde-haired girl wandering through the thing, so it's like, obviously I'm losing it.
Hey, it's all good. I mean, we're both really tired right now.
Yeah, but I don't want to have been so in on episode 1 that I called it all on episode 2, and then to have a down slope.
Yeah.
I don't want to come back in like episode 4 like, man, I had no idea what the fuck's going on.
No, I totally get what you mean with that.
Alright, well, you have any,
I tend to just... No, what?
I would say, you have any final thoughts?
No, I don't really think I do. No, I actually this week was looking more forward to this than Spy X Family, believe it or not.
I mean, this is
Like-
my middle one.
Like, Spy X Family, like, it's still my favorite so far, but just this week's episodes, this one had me more excited.
I'm very much still, this is above my Tamagotchi game for me. Well, I think Spy X Family is my number 1.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you, though. Tamagotchi game is starting to lose me. Mainly just, like, the pacing of the episodes, though, like we were talking about. It's just...
I'm just not in for the flashback episode,
Uh,
every episode.
I don't mind that, right? But it feels like I'm trying to watch original Naruto, and they're having like the craziest fucking fight scenes ever, and then like they're gonna stop, and the next 3 episodes are just various flashbacks. And every time you cut back to the main fight, right? They talk for a minute, that triggers another flashback. That's kind of what Tomodachi game is right now.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I was watching another bunch of reactors watching Naruto, right? And they're at the waterfall fight between Sasuke and Naruto. And then they get to the part where Sasuke just starts remembering why he's doing everything for the next 3 episodes. Let me really flash back to you when the entire Uchiha clan got murdered, and then my brother started running away, and then I remembered that I have to fight for something. It's like, God, I don't care. You don't start a fight and then stop the fight.
Like, give me the context to the fight beforehand. If you gotta pepper in some in the middle, I understand. But if you're gonna make a cool ass fight scene, especially a big one like that, just give it to me.
I say Sasuke's
Don't
been
Dragon Ball
locked
this shit.
into a jar thing for the last 20 episodes. Why couldn't he have a flashback while he was in there?
Right? Hello?
It's just not good pacing.
No, everyone else gets to fight and have flashbacks, especially Choji.
I just
My
don't.
man.
I just don't need flashbacks of characters that. I mean, to be fair, by the I got as far as real deep into Shippuden. I didn't finish Shippuden. Like I said, I'm 750 something
Don't
into
bother.
One Piece now.
Don't
But
bother.
I'm just saying I'm deep in there where I actually care about the characters now. But way back when, I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
need a Choji flashback. It's not doing it for me.
Yeah, like a show has to make you care about the characters, and a lot of that is showing you how they were versus, right? You do that through flashbacks. I get it. That's cool. That's fine. Can you pick the right time to put them in your show, though?
I think it's more of the problem is that we just met these characters, right? I don't need to know
Yeah.
how they were, but indicate to me how they are now. And I'm like, oh god, that guy's an asshole. I don't like him. He's doing this shit for no reason. And then maybe after all this fight's over, they can be like, meet them back at the hospital. And then he can explain why he is the way he is in a flashback during the hospital, between action.
Yeah. And like I said, there are points in fights where you could put a flashback. That's fine, but it can't be the whole episode. It can't. It's not engaging.
And certainly not 3 episodes. Let me start
Yeah.
this episode with Sasuke running forwards and screaming something at Naruto, ready to throw a punch. And then we're going to start the flashback. And 3 episodes from now, the very end of that episode, he's going to punch Naruto with all of the build-up.
Maybe might punch it.
I mean, still better than Dragon Ball Z, I guess. It's an informed Dragon Ball Z decision.
It was heavily inspired by Dragon Ball, if it means anything.
I mean, it's still my favorite little drawing somebody made. You know, Naruto in Shippuden, Dad Shippuden form, talking to guy I can't remember his name from My Hero
Yeah, you
Academia.
linked that the other day.
It's up to you now. It's like,
Yeah.
and he turns to One Piece from Luffy from One Piece.
He turns to One Piece and says,
Yeah, it's like, reminds me of me back in the day. Save me some ramen. And you get that
Yeah,
picture
no.
of Goku over top of One Piece, Bleach, and all of them together.
Yeah.
It's like generations
very-
passing it down.
it's very wholesome. I really like that. I kind of hope when like the next generation rolls out, the same artist makes another one.
I mean, I don't know what would be anymore. So now we're all. I mean, you have Dragon Ball Z, which got its start from Dragon Ball in 1980s, right? So you have like generations of less anime going on to more and more anime. So now you have, they're all brethren It's not gonna be because you know that picture has its whole Kakashi. It would be Goku, and you have
Right,
like
yeah.
Orochimaru and all of them. Those are the three. It works out because they're the big three, spawned from one, and it plays well to the whole Naruto thing. But now there's just so many. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, you gotta look for the big three. That's kind of like the point. And
Well,
I
I
don't even
mean,
know what that is right now. I think it's Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, and what's that other fucking one right now? I think My Hero Academia is still there. I
well,
think
what
it's
I'm
still My
saying
Hero
though is they
Academia.
were the big three because they were the big three, not because we were
Yeah.
doing your rule of three thing again. It's not that we came up with. It's just that those were the big
Look,
three.
man, pay attention to the rule of three in real life. You'll see how often these patterns pop up in things we make.
Right. I'm just saying that right now there are more than 3 big Shonen Jump anime.
Oh, sure, but the big three refers to the biggest three selling, like the top most selling, and that is a statistic you can find with a Google search.
Yeah, but I think at the moment now that they're so fluctuating that there's no big three. There's a bunch of that are on the same tier level. That's why when you look up what the big male characters and the big female characters are currently right now, that's a bad example because that's 3. That was a Kaguya-sama and God, I can't remember what the other one was.
Apparently, according to some surveys last year, the big three in Shonen Jump is still Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. They're still the biggest sellers.
Bleach is coming back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's funny that One Piece is the only one that's been continuous. Naruto had to make 3 different series, and Bleach has had a very long break and is now coming back. But I guess at the end of the day, they've also been making movies.
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah, but I mean, the fan base is there, and you gotta admit, they have a fun little world building, even if the story kind of like fell off and became super uninteresting for a while.
Yeah.
And who knows, when they come back, maybe they won't be that interesting anymore. Like, everyone was like, oh, I can't wait for Inuyasha Part 2, and I don't know anyone who watched it.
You know, I don't either, actually, now that you say that. I forgot it even came out.
It's also the space in between the two coming out was so far in between. It's like, yeah, I cut my teeth on Inuyasha. I have watched a lot of better stuff since Inuyasha.
Right. It's like, who is this for right now, you know? And really, it's for the girls who, when I was in middle school, would print out pictures of Inuyasha and tape them to their binders. That's who the new show is for.
Yeah, and those people are, what, 30 now, so...
It's
not really panned out. Gotta keep with your audience.
Exactly. The main series ended quite a while ago.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I only cared about like 2 characters mainly. So Shomaru and Rin. So when I heard it was ending, it's like, okay, well, let's just see what they're doing in the manga. Oh, what's that? Rin dies and Shomaru goes to hell to save her? Cool, I'll read that bit and I'm done.
I liked Moroku and Sango.
Yeah, see, everyone has their favorite couples. See,
I don't like them as a couple. I like them individually.
Oh. I mean, they make a good couple, too.
You see, my problem is I'm not sure that either of them deserves each other, and that's because I think they're both great. I don't know if they're great enough.
I had no strong opinions about either of them. I mean, one has a tragic backstory, and the other is a lecherous perv with a hole in his hand. So.
And also a tragic backstory. He's like a real character beyond the horniness.
I know, but it's his defining trait, so...
Oh, absolutely. It's the front he puts on. Anyway,
we have strayed
way away from summertime rendering.
That's fine. I'm gonna keep it all in the episode anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying let's wrap it up and stuff so you and I can eat.
In fairness, this is your fault.
It is my fault.
I said, "What's your final thought?" And here we are still.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm the one bringing it back.
Yeah. Well, without
my mistake.
We have no production notes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's been Summertime Render episode 3.
3.
Right, episode 3. We'll catch you next time. I'm waving with the wrong hand. Just learning how to use the click stop recording.
It's alright. You can.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?